Hi, this is Vikas, and today I'm going to share a very interesting observation. Recently, we started using Claude for our test automation projects. Uh, so, example of that I'm going to give. So, what I did is that we have this website automation requirement document. I have provided this document as an input to Claude Sonnet as well as Opus module, Opus 4.6 and Sonnet 4.6, and try to generate the Claude.md, and we'll see how both these models created the Claude.md file, what is the difference between that, and observations are interesting. So it will be a very short video. We'll see that. First we'll go through my web automation requirement. We have this particular website for which I'm carrying out automation. So it has a top level menu, there is a navigation, then there are like a bottom menus. Whenever a user click on each of these menu items, respective details will be open. There are a lot of other things, I mean usual things. There are like a welcome section, so it is things when continue reading is clicked, respective pages are open. There is a cart. When a user add a product to the cart, it will be added. There is a fixed price and subtotal will be displayed. So usual retail website we have. For this I write a requirement document, so that I can give this requirement document as an input to the Claude Sonnet as well as Claude Opus model to generate a Claude.md file. So what I have included, first I mentioned that carry all the standards and use all the standard. This project should be automated using Java and Selenium. This is the website which I want to automate. Again, yeah, follow all the calling standards. Use page object model. For Claude, you create a skill, agent, hooks, commands, everything, and everything should be in a standard folder structure. I also give the names of the skills and a hook which I want to generate. The next one is what exactly I want to automate. As I shown you in the website, I want to automate various navigations on home page. I want to, again, various navigations are there, or like there are these three sections are there, whether those are available and present or not. When user click to continue reading, I mean this page should open when user click get started, or this particular message pop-up should open. All those details I have given for various pages, for home page as well as laptop and notebook, for desktop page, for support page, and for the bottle links navigation as well. So this is a detailed instructions I have provided in requirement document over to automate, so that these two models understand what exactly I want. And next few things are general. Create a documentation which has a flow diagram, architectural diagram, and how a project work, how this particular automation project should work. Create a GitHub workflow file. I want to run these tests in a Docker container, so I provided a instruction for that. Then how to run test, all those, and finally the reporting. So this is the general requirement document. Now the interesting part, I provided this particular requirement to Sonnet 4.6 and Opus 4.6, and this is what each of these model created, and I tell each model to create a Claude.md file. So let's see what Sonnet 4.6 created. This is my Claude Sonnet 4.6 Claude.md file. Let us see number of lines it created. Wow, total number of lines it created is almost 1200. And Claude Opus model created a MD file of just 111 lines. So there is almost 90% of difference of number of lines. Almost 1200 lines are consumed by Sonnet, and Opus created same MD file in 110 lines. We know that these MD files are used or eat a context for each conversation. So huge file by a Sonnet is a big no for me. This is the first observation. Let's see what exactly other things Sonnet included in MD file. In requirement, I mentioned first thing is a standard. This is a website, Java Selenium, form should be included, hooks and skills should be created, allow reporting should be there, and all those standard I mentioned to follow. So Sonnet, let's see what it mentioned. It has a table of content, project overview, oh, text stack, Java Maven. Even it has a fixed version mentioned, which is really good. It looks like Sonnet created well detailed MD file. Oh, even it created a project structure. As I mentioned, I need hooks and skills to be created. I given the name of skills, and it also created a subdirectories for those skills. Agent folder underneath the Claude hooks as well. I can see command, and for POM source folder as well as the test folder. It also named the test name of the test as well as the pages, which looks cool, but feels like it's too much detail, which should not be included in markup file. Coding standards, that's what I mentioned in the requirement. So yeah, coding standards looks good. Page object model, oh, it also gave the example how each of the function should look like, and waits, there should not be any wait. Oh, timeout is 30 seconds. So it looks like a pretty detailed plan. It gave even naming conventions for the page locator and constraint assertion styles is mentioned. It looks like lot of like example it included, and but consumed a lot of number of lines in markup file. So let's see what Opus say about the standardization. It is only just 110 lines. So it gives structure, a very brief structure, and coding standard of kind of a paragraph, but looks like it included everything. Page object model, test and assertions, camel case method, name of the class, how it should look like. It gave just one example, although the whole project structure it hasn't given, but briefly it mentioned everything. So that's the different Opus, like around 20 lines it finished all the standards. And for Sonnet, it created a bunch of documents with examples, maybe 50 or more than probably 100 lines it consumed. Next one is what exactly I want to automate. Sonnet, let's see. Oh, it gave this fifth section is related to what exactly I want to automate, and it gave details of each page, what exactly each page constitute, what assertions I want. This is for laptop and notebook page, this is for desktop page, what is expected, like links and sections on this particular page, card support. So oh, pretty detailed. Each page it detailed what exactly is there and what is expected from that. So again it end up giving whole lot of details. Opus 4.6 test site URL page to automate, it just gave the name of page and in very brief what exactly or how many number of items, not many details are there, and key scenarios what to automate, like navigation of this page, what to expect, and this product detail verification. So very brief of what exactly which scenarios I want to automate and which pages. again 10 to 15 lines. Compared to Sonnet, it again consume like more than 50 lines to explain each of the page. Next one is a general like readme and documentation, GitHub work profile, Docker, how to run test. I want to run test locally and within Docker container and allow reporting. So these are my requirements. Sonnet, let's see. Definitely it has given me the much detail. Oh, I forgot to see and show you the details of the test. It also generated a name of the test, what exactly each test do on which page. So this is very detailed, and that's why it end up creating a more than 1,000 line Claude.md file. So for each of these page, it created the description, the test name, what exactly it does, a brief description for each and every step. For skills, I have 7 skills mentioned, and it end up again creating a separate section for each of the skill. It's very detailed document by Sonnet 4.6. Probably Claude.md is not a place for this much detail. Same for hooks. I mean, again a separate section for a hook and all the details for Claude commands. It also end up giving snippets of the code. Oh, setting.json, it generated setting.json and included in MD. I don't think I really need, I mean, these much details in MD file. I just want this MD file to be created so that in each conversation Claude know what exactly I want, what my project is all about. See the configuration, a whole lot of code it generated. Config property file, even Docker file it included here, along with the entry.point.sh and compose.yaml. Oh, too many details. I mean, see, too many details. And I don't think Sonnet has any of these. It just mentioned, I mean, how to create or compose a Docker compose command, and how to run test using my own clean test. I'll do reporting and how to run test, again same commands which are given by Opus. GitHub actions, integrations, related aspects, and pull request, git ignore entries. So these are the extra aspects which are created by Sonnet 4.6. So all in all, Sonnet end up creating a very detailed Claude.md file, and Opus 4.6 MD file is very compact. So let's compare these files, and I have come up with a PPT. So let's see what is the difference between these two models when it comes to creating the Claude.md file from the requirement. First, the experiment is I have given same requirement file to both these models, Opus 4.6 and Claude Sonnet 4.6, and trying to figure out the difference in the output. Here at the glance, Opus created just 111 lines of MD file, whereas Sonnet MD file was exhaustive, more than 1200 lines. And most important thing is number of tokens it consumed 4500 token as compared to just 500 in Opus model. So this is a big advantage with Opus. Next, what exactly good in Opus model? Yeah, context efficiency, which we saw just now. It follows the rules. I have given in one sentence that keep everything very simple and do not over engineer. So it follows that concept. So that's why it created very concise file. Maintainability, yep, as the number of lines are lesser in Claude.md file generated by Opus, it's will maintained, and user can see, read, and even modify it. It's not that Sonnet is all that bad. It wins on various other fronts, like it's a self-contained reference, it's a complete wiki or a complete documentation for my project. It has exhaustive test scenarios. It's created the whole folder structure, all the hooks, commands, and skill, very detailed skill. It also gave me the name of the test cases, description of the test cases, a code snippet for my Docker file, and all the details are going. So it's one file where which I can refer for my project. The next one again, yeah, all the test cases are there, detailed test cases, GitHub action, what we discuss, everything. But what I feel is that, I mean, all those details should not be in Claude.md file. That should be in a separate file, which I mentioned here. I mean, test plan.md file can be created, or a project plan.md file can be created, and all those details can be put in those files rather than in MD file, Claude.md file. Yeah, both these Opus and Sonnet models are built differently, and the purpose is different. Sonnet gives a comprehensive project wiki, which I mentioned, and Opus is like a very lean instruction set it gave me, which we saw. So final verdict: Claude.md, if you want to generate, then choose Opus 4.6. But if you want a detailed project plan, then Sonnet model wins. How we can use both of these models uh, to help us create automation project? We can create Claude.md file using Opus. The Sonnet file, which is Claude.md created by Sonnet, can be used as a project specs md file. So this project specs md file can only be referred when user tell Claude to do so. Otherwise, in every conversation, a concise 111 line Claude.md generated by Opus will be used, and that's how we can use our context efficiently. That's the final verdict. So that's it from now. Let me know in comment how you like this particular video. Thanks for now. See you in next video. Bye.